Okay. Can you see the slides again?
Yes,
Ah,
ma'am.
yeah. So these are the specifications. For white, it is white puncher-proof, tamper-proof containers, and for blue, it is not cardboard box that has been modified. Now it is any blue marked puncher-proof container itself. So this is the thing, and all the liners should be at least 50 microns. Okay, and it should be non-chlorinated plastic bags only, and it should have symbols of cytotoxic and C symbol, if whatever it is symbol. And bag should be filled with only two-third capacity. So this is the collection process, and this collection should be happening usually in the non-peak hours and in the and depends on the collection should be depending on the quantum of waste collected. In some bigger hospitals, they can have 3 times, or in OT it can be 2 or 5 times also, depending on the load of surgeries which are happening. In some smaller hospital, it could be just once a day collection also. So these are the labels which should be non-washable and prominently visible. And barcoding is something which needs to go. This is how barcoding looks. In fact, now the systems where we can make out what is the each color coded container, what is the quantum of waste which is generated. So this is the thing which will generate at each of the waste collection centers. So that is about collection. Then transportation. I can see which is the best picture. Of course, obviously the right one. The left one, you see the person is not wearing PPE properly, overloaded trolley, and it's an open trolley, and excessive spillage of waste, which is not recommended. Some of the do's and don'ts during transportation hours: follow predefined route, non-peak hours, frequency can be daily or every shift basis, wear appropriate PPE, and use closed trolley with biohazard symbol, and clean the trolleys daily, and the biomedical waste to be weighed and barcoded and documented in the logbook.
Ma'am, there is any uses of ultraviolet for the this
Disinfection, which we use
disinfection
in
of
COVID.
pre-treatment cases?
It can, it you can do it, but we do not know the hazards of that UV rays also, right?
Ma'am, I'm just studying in the outside of the countries. They are using this for and the corona times they are most
Corona times we
heavily.
also used it,
Yeah,
but again, UV rays is only that temporarily till that exposure is there. After that, again, if it gets contaminated, we do not know. No,
because most of the times if there's a water, there's a chances of increasing the
no.
contaminations.
That's the reason for COVID also, that was the concern. That's why they said double bagging, so that they should not be leak and all those things. And follow all the necessary standard precautions to wear PPE. Assume any of these infected waste to be infected and take all the necessary precautions to protect us. That is the principle we must follow.
Ma'am, any guidelines for these ultraviolets for the
No,
SCs?
no. They're not given. And during COVID times, they had given, but it is not there. It is not part of legislation, or it is
Ma'am,
not prescribed.
can you share with us?
I will check and let you
Okay,
know. Huh?
thank you.
Okay. Again, the storage. Next, every facility need to have a storage place. Again, preferably it should have color coded like this, so that your life cycle approach is continuing. That is the idea. The segregation, what happens at the point of generation, will continue till the final treatment disposal option. Even in fact, in the common biomedical waste facility also, where they receive the waste, they also should have color coded what to say compartments, so that they receive the waste as it is, and from there they can treat the waste. And your storage should be lock and key and not accessible to any strangers or bypassers or animals or anything, and it should be under the cover with not exposure to light or wind, rain, or any of those things. So these are some of the do's and don'ts of storage room. Should have adequate water supply and drainage facility for washing and cleaning surfaces. Then the outlet of the floor washing should lead on to the discharge into the ETP. So off-site transportation, I don't have the picture anyway. This should be transported. This is a from here. The responsibility lies with the operator. Till storage will be the responsibility of the occupier of the healthcare facility. From here, it is the responsibility of the operator, who should transport the waste in a dedicated waste collection bin that is the vehicle which should have the display of the operator with the driver's cabin separate from the storage cabin with all the PPE measures. The waste handler should collect the waste and report any major accidents again in the form 1 to the pollution control board within 24 hours. And finally, treatment and disposal, as I was discussing, what happens to yellow color waste in the, again, what is the difference between treatment and disposal? Anybody? I've been using the word treatment, disposal, treatment, disposal. Anybody? What is the treatment? What is disposal? See, treatment is an intermediate process. Okay, disposal is the final destiny of the waste. Okay, for example, in this only yellow color waste, incineration is a treatment or a disposal?
Disposal.
Anybody?
Treatment,
It's a
ma'am.
parts of treatment.
It is a treatment because after incineration also we have incineration ash which is coming out, which is disposed in landfill. That is the final disposal. Landfill is the final disposal. Okay, ETP also will be treatment, and the sludge and that whatever the liquid which is coming for the treatment, that will be the final disposal. Okay, so you must remember all this yellow color waste is going in for incineration plant treatment and then disposed into the and incineration action into the landfill. Any questions here? You just have a look at it.
In the landfills, we prefer the ashes,
Hmm.
and there also these ashes can be used in the industry or other. Na?
No, this landfill, what I'm talking of, is a sanitary landfill. Okay, it is not just any open landfill. Okay, this sanitary landfill has again has specifications as per Pollution Control Board. For example, in Karnataka, we have I think only one landfill for the entire state. So all our incineration will come and stay there because this sanitary landfill will be. I'll just increase the image how it looks like.
This is like
Can you have a look at it? So it has the walls on the floor, everything will be lined with a non-impervious material. Okay, so there is no seepage happening.
ma'am, in Delhi, this all waste becoming
Mm.
like
That is open dumping, which happens for solid
yeah,
waste. That shouldn't happen with the biomedical waste. That's why they call it as either sanitary landfill or also they call it as hazardous waste treatment facilities. Okay.
like the same, ma'am.
Ah, yeah, there you can dispose. We don't know what will happen to this thing. Finally, it's all a nuisance for us, but it will be there at least preventing the soil seepage and all those things. Okay. Next, blue and red. As I told, it is going for autoclave. They'll be separately done. I'm just put the process. Autoclave, shredding, and recycling. They each one will go to. They are different process altogether. They'll go for plastic recycling industry. Blue will go in for glass recycling industry. If they're a metal, they're separated and sent to metal industry.
What's the process of shredder?
Shredder is this machine. What you are seeing is a shredder, which will make the materials to smaller pieces
Okay, okay.
because
Cutting.
it reduces the volume of the waste so that it will be easy for them to pack and send it to the recycling industry.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Next, in places where they are not connected to CBWTF, what will they have to do? White, for example, will go in again autoclaving, shredding, and it can encapsulate it. As I told, encapsulation means mixing with the cement and keeping safely in the big drums, or they can send it to sharp pits in places where there is no CTF. They can put it into CTF after decontamination, or it can be sent to landfill. So, in places, this is what happens in places which are not connected to CTF. All which can get biodegradable will go into deep burial. Expired drugs should be sent back to the manufacturers where they can manage it. Cytotoxic waste also which should be sent to hazardous facility. We can't put it into deep burial. Liquid waste has to be pre-treated as ETP or waste treatment unit and then disposed. In places where there is no CTF, or this red and this thing should be chemically treated. If they are autoclave, if they can have smaller autoclaves, they can chemically treat it or autoclave it and then send it for recycling on industry only. In I think you would have seen previously PHCs and all, they used to chemically treat and then dispose the sharp waste into sharp pit. So these are the option for places where there is no CTF. But now across the country, almost all the states have CTF. They're in places where there is no CTF also, they are trying to encouraging people to open up common biomedical waste treatment facilities. And I said on-site treatment. Though we are handing over our waste to the CTF, there are certain waste at the healthcare facility level. We need to pre-treat and then only hand over. Which are those waste? That is especially microbiology and lab waste. All our lab waste, clinical laboratory waste, microbiology waste, and blood bags should be pre-treated. The pre-treatment can be autoclave, microwave, or hydroclave, or it could be chemical disinfection. But you must use non-chlorinated chemicals for this. You can't use hypochlorite solution for pre-treatment. Okay, you must use other phenol or something like that, and then put, because chlorinated chemicals should not go into the yellow color waste, because you are burning. No, it can emit dioxins and furans. This is it. Any questions still here?
हेलो।
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ मैम, माइक्रोवेव वेव के लिए एक बार बता दीजिए।
See, all our waste we are now handing over to common biomedical waste treatment facility, correct? Despite we are handling over there, they will treat there, but there are certain ways. The rules emphasize that we need to do it. That is for blood bags, laboratory microbiology culture waste, which have to be put in the autoclavable bag, autoclaved, and then disposed into this thing. Actually, what we are suggesting is because the materials may be different. You have yellow, sorry, we have plastic materials, we have red materials, right? As ideally, the content should go into yellow, the container should reach its color. Like glass should go to blue, plastic should go into red. The process can be used either autoclave, microwave, or hydroclave, whichever technology is fine. Use them and reduce the infection. Or you can use chemical disinfection if you don't have anything, but you must not use hypochlorite solution for that, or bleach solution. Okay. Any other questions? You can put your questions in chat if you.
Ma'am, what type of products we can be treated in microwaves and what will in autoclaves?
Okay. Microwave, almost all plastics can be done into in the this thing. Okay. Sharp metals and all, they usually don't put that in that. Advantage with why we are now actually, in fact, we are the WHO or UNIDO or all those people are promoting non-burn technology more now, because incineration, however, one of the biggest advantage of incineration, it reduces the volume of waste to greatly to smaller thing, which doesn't happen with microwave or hydrowave. Microwave is a little bit expensive than autoclave, but it is said to be more efficient compared to the autoclave. Usually plastic waste will can go into microwave. In certain hospitals they got permission and they're using this for microwave for disinfecting and then sending it for recycling also, but they have to get special permission from the pollution control board. Any other questions?
Ma'am, I joined the class a little bit late, so we'll be getting the recordings of the class.
They'll be giving class. Yes, I think so.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm choosing this workshop subject, but there's no one can connecting. I'm just giving this question that where I just make a payment for the workshop. No answer there is. No one can
Those
answer.
administrative issues, I'm not really uh, aware of it. I think the Bhubaneswar people can answer this.
Ma'am, I am from Kanpur, UP.
No, no, no. I'm asking what is that? The IGNO Center can answer this payment details.
Yeah, what is the link? What is the link?
Can you repeat the question, Pawan?
Sir, last time I'm
What you telling?
just asking and connected with the regional center Lucknow for the workshop, but they are connected with the study center. But they have said we not conducting this workshop.
Your Sunday?
My center is Lucknow.
Yeah.
I've just chosen this workshop subject.
Workshop, whenever they will conduct, they will inform you, don't worry.
No, sir.
Whenever Lucknow will conduct the workshop, they will intimate to you with email or a message.
Sir,
They will send everything.
for exam payment.
Exam part, you will fill up your form. December your exam will start. The examination form fill up date is over.
Sir,
Have you fill up your form?
Sir, I've just done both with the three subject, but there is a one workshop payment is not done.
No, no, workshop, don't worry. Workshop, they will inform you, don't worry.
For the fees payment, there is remaining.
Whenever they will conduct the workshop, they will intimate with, don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Okay, any other questions? Or if no other questions, we can close it.
मैम माइक्रोवेव के एडवांटेजेस और डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या हैं?
Okay. I'll just tell you. I have a slide. I'll just show you. One minute. I'll just open one slide I have. We'll have a class for them, but anyway, I'll just show you. I'll just share you with the document which we had prepared with IGNO only for one Maldives training. I'll just share it with you. I think this will answer all your questions. Is this document open? Yeah. See, these are the Sound no good. Saroja. So advantages are of autoclave is low capital and operating cost. Emissions are minimal and non-hazardous. And autoclaves, I think, is easily available everywhere. Okay, but you can't use it for pathological and cytotoxic waste. So all your placenta and all you can't put it here. Odorous fumes may come out, which is not easily acceptable, and no reduction of volume. These are the disadvantages of autoclave. Similarly, microwave, same thing. This cannot be used for, again, cytotoxic, hazardous or radiotoxic or contaminated carcasses. Body parts are large activities. It remains the whole good same thing, but it is a little more costlier compared to the autoclave. The process is the same. It has little microwave technology inbuilt. Even this is also thermal, thermal way of disinfection. Okay. Any other things? That's it. Okay. I think I've answered your question. But the quantum of waste generated, the microwaves, what we have, for a bigger hospital, it is not sufficient. Microwave can be used for smaller hospitals, I feel. Any more questions from any of you?
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. With no other questions, thank you very much. Thanks for your participation in the interaction. Thank you.
Ma'am, principle of incinerator.
Principle is a high temperature burning, combustion. For incineration, again, that's why two levels of heating happens. One is primary chamber, it will be 800 plus or minus 50 degrees, and 850 plus or minus 50. And secondary chamber is 1150 plus or minus 50 degrees. So it's a high combustion, dry heat combustion.
Ma'am, principle of incinerator.
Incinerator only, it's a dry heat sterilization, basically. Combustion. It's basically burning, no? We are burning, combustion, dry heat oxidation process which is taking place there. I think you will have a session on final treatment and disposal. I think we'll further in detail be looking at. I have just told today few things. It's a high temperature dry oxidation process, okay, which reduces organic to inorganic matter. Okay, shall I call it a day? Thank you all.